Fox is my name. 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 Ross 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 is my name.
Alright, we on, guys. Hold on. You see, I got a lot of new stuff here. Y'all work with me, okay? Take that off. Let me close the closet. I don't want y'all looking at my closet. That's kind of not what I want, okay? My room is junky enough, okay? I don't want to hear it. My office is junky, okay? That's just the way it's always going to be. What's going on, MoFam? You guys see now. This is nice. I got the new intro going. Okay, if you guys can you guys get some shares out for me on Facebook? I'm trying to share, okay, but I'm just running a little late. As you guys can see, no, I'm not playing. Now, usually I like ice, I like it, mixed drink. I'm not trying to get wasted. Today, it's no games. And if I need a refill, okay, this is serious. This is serious business. I get asked this question That's the title a lot of times, guys. Now, first, can everyone hear me okay? Let's ask that. All right, great. So I see people can hear me okay. I'm going to go ahead. I'm just clicking share. Just a couple more, okay? I got to share myself out a little bit, okay? Now we're just going to share. How's everybody doing today? Okay, wonderful, wonderful Thursday, October the 8th. All right. I just want to also say, too, shout out to everybody who's been watching the podcast. Listening to the podcast. I see a huge amount of downloads to the podcast, and I haven't even put all the episodes up. You can find that anywhere, any podcast directory you can find, you will find me in there. Shout out to you guys. But one moment, let's get a couple more. Now, I see we got a lot in here, and I want you guys, so you guys can see there. If you want me to make the chat bigger, let me know. But I wanted everyone, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, wherever you may be, I want you guys to be able to see each other chats. That was important to me. So there it is on screen. I'm glad to bring that to you guys. So just a couple more. We almost there, guys. All right, bingo. All right, I'm about done. I'm not going to keep sharing all day because I'll be all day trying to share this content. But man, it's so, oh my gosh, how many people we have in here? Man, why don't I have my, gosh, woo. Right, you guys got me sweating. Now let's stop. First of all, guys, Thursday, you could be anywhere in the world. You're with Nick Moses 05. So cheers to you guys for that. Woo! What was I thinking? Okay. Whew, man. All right. First of all, I'm going to check for donations. I do have my Cash App on screen and also my PayPal. I will be checking for donations. So if you do donate, just know I will be checking on that. I had a plugin set up for YouTube. If you donate, it just popped up, but don't know what's going on with that. Okay. So is the chat in the way? How do you guys like to chat? Okay. I see here. I did see Joe. What's going on? Chelsea's World. Shout out to you. Kyle, my man Kyle. I see Shady. I see quite a few people. Dead Specimen. What's going on? I see my man JJ in the building. Okay. So let's get into it. I'm not going to waste any more time. One more, because this is going to be nice right here. Woo! Let's get to it. So I wanted to talk about this today. You know why I want to talk about this? And for those who are listening who may not have seen the title is SXOS Dead? Shout out to Eclipse Gaming. I seen Alchemy Gaming here before. I see a lot of you guys here. Scott Parker. If you guys do comment, we will be able to see it, whether you're on Facebook, Twitch. I believe we're streaming across, I'm not sure, probably like 13 different platforms, to be honest. So shout out to you guys. It's the first time I'm streaming across so many platforms. Haven't tried that before. We're going to make that a regular. The intros a regular. Chats regular. Everything. I'm going to bring this over because I don't want you guys to miss my beautiful face while I'm talking. Okay? So I got asked this question more times in the past couple days than I've ever been asked before. And you guys already know what's been going on with Team Executor. We know those members are in custody. You know, I don't know if you guys got any GoFundMe for them or something, but maybe you need to put it there. Joshua Drake, shout out to you, man. I appreciate that. See you there. But if you guys got to GoFundMe or something, put it there. We need to help these guys out or something, you know. We need to continue, okay? But nonetheless, I got this question so much mainly because just recently, a lot of you have seen, I put out a video that was SX Save Manager version 1.2, okay? So I got word of this from somebody who subscribed to my channel, Comp Sire Bust. I hope they're there right now. I know they said they were going to tune in, but that was the person who actually alerted me of that. So I went ahead, you know, I don't believe everything right away. You never know. I'm always one that got to check things out, okay? So I went ahead and checked it out. And they sent me a link to a website that was playstationtools.de. It seemed to be a German website. So as going through it, I did notice, okay, that it showed SX Save Manager version 1.2.zip. So I'm like, hold up. I go right to team-executor.com. I go to their forums. I don't see anything about this, okay? I don't see anything. So on my last live stream, a lot of you, if you don't remember, I can recall your memory right now. I asked everybody who called in that day. I think it was a total of maybe 4 or 5 people. Nobody had any idea about it, okay? No one. They said, no, I haven't heard anything about SXA Manager version 1.2. So I downloaded it, tested it out, and I'm like, hey, this seems like it's legit, works for me. You know what? I'm going to give it a day or two. I gave it a couple days. I'm not one to just, Team Executor, it's like family to me. So if something comes out, I'm not going to be the one to just say, I got to get those views. It's more about the loyalty to you guys and to Team Executor, okay? So I held it. I didn't put it up right away. I just said, hey, I'm going to hold on to it. Days went by. Still didn't see anything on the team-executor.com website. What's going on? And I do see Joshua Drake. Shout out. DE is Denmark. Appreciate that. I'm bad with those. I do see CompSire Bus in the house. Appreciate you, my dude. Okay, so it was very weird for me. I'm like, I really don't want to put this video up. But you know what? Time went on. I said, you know what? I don't think anything's going to get put up on this team-executor.com website. So I released a video. Okay? I put up the video, and of course, everybody's like, yo, what? Okay, appreciate you. Thank you, Nick Moses, for bringing this to our attention. But I first got to send that shout out to CompSire Bus for bringing it to my attention. So let me tell you guys from my perspective how things went after I put up that video. So I put up the video, and I'm hearing a lot of people asking me, where did you get this? Is it legit? Why is the file size so big? I was just getting a lot of different questions. And I let everyone know that this was not officially released by TX. So I assumed at the time, all right? So as time went on, I got different people in different places actually posting in other forums. I think Team Executor Forum was one of them. I actually went to GBA Temp, posted it there. But there were other forums where it was mentioned, and people said, hey, why isn't this talked about? This guy here has been putting up Nintendo Switch videos for so long, and all of a sudden he puts up this video, and then, where's Team Executor? Okay. I seen a Reddit post. It's SXOS Dead. And everybody's thinking, well, obviously somebody's getting this information out if Team Executor's not updating anything on the website. So on that team-executor.com forum, there was an admin there. I don't like to do names on here, okay? Because some people like, hey, I remember that, and they go search them up. I don't want that, all right? I don't want that for you. But nonetheless, let's just say an admin there, I think he responded to someone who actually asked a question like, why isn't this front page news? That was a good question. It is a release, supposedly by Team Executor. The response was, this was not released by Team Executor at all. And to Team Executor team's knowledge, there was no one who should have had access to any of the SX software outside of the team. So there's no way that should have been released. That's one side. But on the other side, they said, you know what? We're not sure how they updated it, but it is an official update. That sounds kind of crazy. Shane Cockburn, you got the best name ever, man. Cockburn, I love it. Okay, shout out to you. Okay, and I see Alchemy Gaming here, MMA Junkie 77. Appreciate you, Joe. As always, I see you guys, and I love having that chat there. I can be able to see you guys. So nonetheless, they say on one side, hey, they shouldn't have it, but on the other side, they say it is an official release. So of course, I then reach out. Okay, and I see a call right there. One moment, I'm going to get to you. I think that's my man right there. I do want to take that call too, but just give me a moment. Let me get set up too. Okay, but I'm just going to get this last spill out, and I'm going to go ahead and take that call. Now, as soon as I seen that post, I went ahead and wrote that admin directly. I'm not the type to go sugarcoat it, go walk around or nothing. I'm going to go straight to you. Okay, and I said, is this an official release? And they said, you know what? It is not officially released by Team Executor, but it is looking like it is an official release. Kind of confusing to me. But they also said that they're not sure how this even got out. But they gave me some more information. My question was, why? I want to know, why is the website not being updated? With I'm gonna say a famous quote from my man JJ. JJ, call in, okay? Because I definitely want to take JJ's call too. Joe, I know you calling. That specimen, I know you guys are raging, and we gonna get us all on the line, and we gonna go crazy today. But first, I want to say a quote from my man JJ. It was the best quote I heard yet. They are not called one executor. They're not called two executor. They are called team executor. I wanted to put quotations around it, put the dash, and then JJ right after. That's how legit it was. Perfect. Okay. So I totally agree. So being that there's team members all over, of course the ones in custody are in custody, but that doesn't mean team executor stops. They are not one executor, not two executor. They are team executor. So I thought about this in depth. I said, what if they actually did put this out, but it was just a member that we do not know? Okay. But nonetheless, I asked that admin more questions. I got deep, and I know that's my man, JJ. JJ, you keep that thing ringing, because I'm going to get you. Okay. But they did tell me something. They said, you know what? Nick Moses 05, anytime you get software like that, that's fine. You can go ahead and release it. Come to us. We'll let you know if it's legit. Thank you. I appreciate that. And they also said the reason the website has not been updated is because, I'm going to say allegedly, the members that are in custody actually manage the website. So we won't see any updates on the website for some time. Okay. Now I see out there, I see somebody say, Gary, I hate to put out names, man, but I already know who you're talking about. Let's just say Bowser. Okay. Bowser was not a team member, more just a salesperson. And everything I'm going to say allegedly. I don't want to be held to nothing. Okay. And JJ said he hasn't even called yet. So that's somebody else. JJ, you the man. I see that right there. Joshua Drake. JJ, you the man. Okay. But somebody else is calling. So once I get JJ, and like I said, I'm going to take everybody one at a time. All right. So they told me it's not going to be any updates for a while. So for everyone that is waiting to see if there's going to be updates on the website, I cannot say for certain there will be any updates anytime soon. As I was told, the members that are in custody are the ones who are managing the website. How true that is, I only have to hold them to their word. So we may not see updates through the website. That doesn't mean they don't get pushed out. It just means that we will not see any updates on the team-executor.com website, and we won't see it for some time, is what they said. Made it sound like it was a pretty long, extended amount of time. All right. So I want you guys to go ahead and call in. I got a few questions for you guys, and we're going to all get this settled today. All right. That's not the only thing. Let's talk about the post that happened. Okay. And before everyone starts calling in and starts yelling and saying, yo, 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 I just want you guys to first, I want to pull up here. Okay. The actual post, so you guys can see exactly what I'm seeing. After stumbling upon this tweet, we were able to use this bug to dump the Gateway TX mod chips firmware. It's important to remember that this is the exact same issue that led to, then I always messed it up, Fusey, Glee, whatever, but on a different USB stack, meaning this might be even more widespread. This was the first tweet, okay, that I seen that led me to believe, guys, we may be seeing clones soon, okay? The first thing that led me to that. Then next thing you know, I'm getting everybody all over. I see a post on GBA Temp. Shout out to everybody on GBA Temp. Y'all definitely been representing me hard. Even after I posted something one time and I got flamed, I deserved it. Okay, I posted something out of I didn't even know. I was just following somebody else. And that's the difference with now. As I've grown, as I've learned, I learned that I don't like to jump out the window, just post something for someone else. I like to do my research. Okay, so GBA Temp has a nice piece on this, and a lot of people are asking questions. There are a lot of intelligent gentlemen on there who can answer those questions for you. But since we're on this podcast, we're going to be taking questions and answers from you guys. I want you guys here to state how long you've been in the scene, and I want you to give us what you think may be going on. We got someone saying, oh, TX is just rebranding. They're coming out with new names. I think that was my man Dead Specimen not that long ago. We had someone else saying TX is going to be fine. They're good. It's just a little thing that's happening. They dealing with it, but Team Executor's not going nowhere. Now, Team Executor my family, so I don't even care what goes on. In the end, you're still my family. Okay? So, I see. Right now, I'm going to take a call from 309. Okay, this is 309. All right, and I seen someone call from the 313. That is 8 Mile. Okay, everybody who has probably seen Eminem's movie. Okay, you better lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. You better never let it go. Oh, yes, I seen someone calling from 8 Mile. So, I see here, we got a bunch of calls coming at the same time. So, guys, I'm trying to go through the calls the best I can. So I'm going to take the first call and we'll go through, and I'll try to make these calls quick, and then we'll get everybody in at one time. Nick Moses 05 podcast. Who do I have on the line right now?
What's up, Nick? It's Joe Farinelli. How are you, buddy?
Oh, man, my man, OG Joe, the first caller, one of the very first callers, been an OG sub for a long time. Joe, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. A lot of crazy stuff going on this week and last week with all this stuff.
Man, a lot of stuff going on, man. It was like the Switch hacking scene went from very quiet to just exploding in a matter of weeks. So, Joe, I would like to ask you the question first. Do you think SXOS or Team SX, I don't want to say Team Executor because I know they might, multiple teams, okay? But let's just say Team SX. Do you think they are dead?
No, not in any way, shape, or form. You got that save manager that just got leaked out. Fred, you said you got that last week, and that was still when all this stuff was going on. I think they're just going to leak stuff anonymously, just still using their branding of, Team Executor, SXOS, and all that jazz.
Yep. So, okay. And I agree with that. Now, Joe, let me ask, being that you agree, they're not dead, let me ask you this. Do you think that members of Team Executor are now leaking things under the radar because of technicalities? Let's just say that.
Oh, yes, definitely, because everyone's afraid, to release stuff because they could say, hey, John Smith over here is releasing, an SXOS update. Let's go after him, too. Maybe he's behind this. They're grabbing feathers. They're going to try to take anybody and whoever. There's a kid on the street with a Switch. It ratchets him. I saw, Atmosphere running on it. He's probably one of the developers.
Okay. Man, Joe, you're dropping some knowledge on them. Joe, you're dropping it. Now, let me ask Joe, one thing that was mentioned, okay, and I have to bring it up. I'm one that, we're open here, okay? A possible rebranding, or maybe Team Executor is going under, let's say other portals to get this information or things out to us. Do you think there's some truth to that, or do you think that's just someone totally different and Team Executor has their own problems to worry about?
No, I think they will rebrand themselves, because if you look at this, I was reading one of the documents, last week, going off topic, they did the swap matchup for the PS2 under the Team Executor. They did the gateway cards, and they did a bunch of other stuff. Maybe they'll come out with a knockoff of the mod chips, and it's still Team Executor product.
Okay.
It's really hard to tell.
It is hard to tell. Like you said, we're early in it. So now I put a post up on my Facebook speaking about possible clone mod chips. Okay. As we seen the tweet I put out, there's a lot of people already I've been speaking with who's like, hey, I can do it now. I'm not sure about that. But do you see, Joe, possible clone chips coming out for Nintendo Switch in the near future? And if so, how soon?
I would say maybe about 3 or 4 years. Look, if they, patch the SXOS where it can brick the system by using a clone of it, or trying to, fix the source code, I think it's going to take them a long time, because it took them about 6 or 7 years to do the Dreamcast ODE clone. That took them a really, really long time. One guy made that ODE board. So it's going to take them a while.
Okay. So I'm glad you said that, Joe, so just everybody listening can get an idea of how long they may have to wait. You get a lot of people who have no knowledge of this who listen.
If they get that out next year, I'm going to be very surprised. Or in the recent months, I don't know if they have a patent for it. Obviously, it's illegal, but I don't know if they patented it or not. But if they did patent it and they grab that patent file, then they can look at more of how the board works and how everything works, from under the hood.
No, I hear you. So, Joe, I got another good one for you, and this is for everybody out there who are using SXOS. When a Nintendo Switch official firmware gets released, being that even if we got members, possibly leaking things under the radar, do you see a quick update for SXOS users when Nintendo releases a new firmware?
I'd say maybe about 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay. All right.
Until they release it.
So 2 or 3 weeks. You don't see it as fast as before. I think before they were like a couple days. They were pretty quick on it. So now you're saying
first, then was SXOS.
Okay. So now I'm gonna ask you this: for people that are on SXOS, do you think they should be scared and switch to Atmosphere, or do you think, chin up, guys, toughen up, just hold out for a bit, and you're fine?
My suggestion for you guys to do is stay on SXOS. I bought a Switch. One Switch has Atmosphere on it, and the other Switch has SXOS. If SXOS is permanently dead, I will never delete it off my Switch, because after using Atmosphere for one day and using the SXOS for a little bit, it's so much faster to load games on SXOS. It runs better. The games don't delete themselves magically. It's a much tighter firmware, and I know they stole the firmware from Atmosphere, but they made it better.
Okay. And we get a lot of people who talk about the XCI loading from USB is just night and day, a winner over Atmosphere. I'm one. I use both. I do a lot of testing. And the same thing as you. I got one Switch with SXOS. I got another with Atmosphere. So, I use SXOS more, but no bias to Atmosphere. I use Atmosphere too. It was at one point, it was a lot of things I could do in Atmosphere that I wasn't sure how to do in SXOS. So I like to give them that credit. Now, Joe, I want to go ahead and give you a last piece because I got a lot of callers calling in. I know I got to take the calls, but Joe, you were about to say something, so I want you to say something. You got the floor. Anything you like to say right now on this matter, whether it's TX, clone chips, or anything.
I would tell anybody, if you're looking to get another Switch, get a version 1 Switch, because they're going up in price. I think people are getting smart. They're using the calculator now. Go to a website called ismynintendoswitchpatch.com, and you can actually type in your serial number at the bottom and see if it's compatible to hack. So that's about it.
All right, got it. My man, Joe, appreciate it, man. As always, like I said at the end, we'll start adding everybody in, and we'll have this debate, man. Holla at you in a bit.
All right, sounds good. Bye.
Appreciate it. Nick Moses 05 podcast. Who do I have on the phone now?
It's your boy.
Oh, man, don't tell me. It's the man who started it all. It's the man with the drama. Oh,
with the controversial takes.
Yo, and you know what? I'm going to say this. Not only did you have the controversial takes, you damn near was right. Okay? I can't even be mad at you. Now, when everybody was jumping down on you, you had like 3 against 1. You were just like, hey, everybody's going to hate me for this. Now you're not seeming like tinfoil hat man anymore. Okay, so I'm just going to say this. So let me ask you, this is my man Dead Specimen, for those who do not know. And I do see JJ, I'm taking your call because JJ, okay, I know he got some good stuff to say too. I see a lot of you guys calling in. I'm going to get to it. But Dead Specimen, it's your time now. You went ahead with the great tips before. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you some of the same questions. Let me first.
Can I say something real quick?
Take the floor. You got it, man.
So, right, you sent me a message on Discord a minute ago, right? Right.
Yep, definitely.
Well, I've been kind of ignoring that account because, well, it's a troll. It obviously is, but as a little joke, I sent them the stream. I'm like, hey, you should tweet this stream out. And I think they sent me. I think they just sent me K. I haven't checked the Twitter, but they might be posting the stream. So influx of viewers.
No, I like it, man. Like I say all the time, man, share out the content. I'm one that I don't hide from no one. This is a public domain, okay? I'm not even going to go live if I'm thinking it's something of that nature. So just to cover ourselves, a lot of times we say allegedly, possibly, maybe, we're not sure. You know, that way, this is for entertainment purposes. Whatever you want to put up.
Here, hold on. I see Alchemy in that chat. Alchemy. I'm pretty sure you can confirm this. That Team Executor Twitter account is fake. I can tell it's fake. I'm pretty sure. I ain't seen you work for TX, but I know you at least got some connections. Confirm it's fake. I'm pretty sure it's fake.
So, Dead Specimen, now that I got you on, and you breaking up a little, that might be me. Might not be you. But let me just say, Dead Specimen.
No, that was me. I took my phone off.
Okay. So, you always got great takes. One thing you mentioned last time, and I want to pick up on that, is you mentioned something about, I think they're just going to do a rebranding. And this is going to be continued just under another name. Can you go ahead and speak more on that? And now, does it hold more true to you?
Well, here's the thing. First, I know what you're referring to. That Twitter account means nothing. Stargate was something that I'm pretty sure was started by Bowser from rumors I've heard. Obviously, again, rumors. I'll repeat that again. Rumors that Bowser had started that. And it was basically I don't know what came first, but it was basically just the HVG shop, except you could only use it with SX Installer, and you have to pay a $25 a month. And that's why I'm so sure it's a troll, because I think that they changed it to that just to meme on Team Executor. So that whole Stargate thing, that holds no merit. That's just them trolling, and that's just them trolling on Bowser, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Now, my man Alchemy Gaming is in the chat. Right now, I'm not sure. We got 30 on YouTube, but we got a lot on Facebook. We got other things, so I'm not sure how many people we got. We got a lot. But Alchemy Gaming says Stargate is different than Stargate NX. What do you think about that?
Oh, was I saying I meant Stargate NX? I meant Stargate NX.
Okay.
I was saying Stargate an accident.
Okay, no problem. Just want to go ahead and clear that. Okay, so now I want to ask you.
Although I will say, I'm so sorry, Moses, but I will say, I did see Alchemy, and I ain't gonna yell at you. I ain't even gonna really try and debunk you, but I will say, I did see Alchemy kind of pushing back on the because of Max being affiliated with Gateway and TX, and kind of pushing back on those TX and Gateway rumors. So,
Okay.
I do. All right, and I don't know if Alchemy's ever heard me on this before we're talking about this specific subject, but I personally, I ain't even gonna put these out as allegations. I personally believe that they are the same. I also do personally believe that Team Executor and Stargate, not Stargate NX, I think that was just done by one specific member, not the group itself. So I'm not gonna pull the whole group down. But Team Executor and Stargate, the flashcard, I think they are also the same. I will say that I do believe that.
Okay. And you always got the interesting takes. Now, usually I'd be like, you know what? I think you're one of the people where if you were doing live TV, somebody just gives you the cutthroat symbol, like, hey, cut him off. He's telling too much. But I love it. I love to hear it. So
MMA said SX Installer is its own app. Yes, it was, but Stargate NX was a mod for, or not a mod, but it was an add-on for SX Installer.
Okay. So what you're getting to, and I want to go ahead and paint this picture for those that are not too keen on, what's going on. So what you're saying is all of this pretty much is linked to the same group.
Yes. I will say I am not necessarily saying that, let's say, Game Over specifically is linked with Gateway, or that Max Loran is associated with True Blue. That was a group that was listed in the indictment. But I do think that there is a specific individual. I don't know who this individual is. I think that there is a specific individual recruiting different hackers for different products that this individual wants to create. There's my conspiracy theory. Now let's see when that gets proven or debunked.
Okay. So now you killed me today. So now I'm a jump another direction there. we were speaking about possibility of clone mod chips. And for everyone out there listening that, you know, are like, hey, I'm not going to have a chance. Oh, man, we just lost this connection. I don't know what happened. My man. So I'm taking the next caller. We got the calls coming in.
I hit end call on
Ah,
accident.
okay.
Whoopsie
Ah,
daisy.
you back on. You got back on pretty quick.
Yeah, I hit end call on accident. I'm bad.
So now I want to go ahead and get this to everyone. Like I said, I might jump another direction, but as far as the clone chips, okay, there was information put out that now leads to the ability, and a lot of people are saying that now we might start seeing clone mod chips based off the SX mod chips. First, let me ask you, do you think, and I know your conspiracy, you know what do you think happened with that? Let me just hear your side. How do you think that information got out?
The firmware?
Yep.
An exploit. That's exactly how it happened. A exploit came out for a ARM Cortex microprocessor. The ARM Cortex processor used by Team Executor to make the SX Core and presumably the SX Lite was a Chinese clone of said ARM Cortex processor, which was also vulnerable to the same exploit. And through that exploit, they were able to dump the firmware.
Okay,
This is 100% how it happened, coming from Mike Heskins on Twitter.
Okay. Now, and I want to shout out everybody out there in the YouTube right now, in the chats, everywhere, you guys. I really appreciate it. I see Alchemy Gaming, PK Rainey, Sahara. I see a lot of people. I get a lot of people who don't even comment. So more people just watch and don't comment. So, you know, I'm glad that I got you here because you were the one, and I want to put this on record, you were the one that said a lot of things that people thought, what the hell were you talking about? And then as things start unrolling, we're thinking, hey, is he on to something? So that's why I'm glad you called. So as far as clone mod chips, just for those who are thinking, hey, is there any options for chips? How long do you think it will be before we see clone chips for the Nintendo Switch?
To be determined, because no one's actually released it yet. It can be done. The exploit exists, and this is why I think it'll be to be determined. Now, I mentioned it's a clone, right? What Team Execute uses is a clone of a different ARM Cortex processor. That's what was exploited. And apparently, this clone chip that Team Execute uses and the chip that originally had the CVE put out, apparently there is a slight difference. Now, random Twitter comment is random Twitter comment. I'm not going to take it as Bible, but essentially what it said was, would it not be a pain in the ass to exploit this because they are slightly different?
Okay.
Now, I think Mike responded or someone responded and they said not really, but there is apparently some very small differences. So my guess is that what we're going to have to wait for is for some individual to do this exploit themselves, dump the firmware, and then release it themselves. Once that gets released, then we'll 100% have clones. I think my question, though, is I don't know why, because it clearly seems that the SX Core is just nothing more, well, not nothing more. It's got, the bootloader that it puts on your NAND, but I'm wondering why no one has realized that it's really nothing too much more than just a glitch chip. And it's an RGH chip, more or less. That's been done for years. So I don't know what has taken Chinese cloners so long to just make their own RGH chip and then just whip up their own crappy bootloader to point to a payload on your SD card or something.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about specifically with that. You were going to go even further. And I'm not sure, this is what I'm going to pose to you. I heard that the method that is being used is possibly being found as illegal. So you won't have well-known groups work on that chip.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but I saw Alchemy's comment. Who's going to manufacture? China just Well, I don't think it would be them, Alchemy, but what I will say is that when, and I'm not picking this to meme on you or meme on Team X. This is just what I have fresh in my mind. When Team X, wow, now I'm going to really seem like an asshole. when Gateway was around and they had their clones coming out, right? We had the R4i Gold Deluxe. We had the three. Oh God, I forgot. Wow, I only remember the R4 Gold Deluxe. Either way, someone had to manufacture and distribute those. Someone had to manufacture. There was like 2 other clone cards I can remember that came out.
Okay.
Someone had to manufacture and distribute those. Will it be those exact same companies? No, probably not. But is it possible that R4i will make their own? Possibly. Is it possible that maybe Ace Card will make their own? Possibly.
Okay. All right. So what you're saying is, because a lot of people are just thinking, hey, we're expecting these, these Chinese mod chips, these clones to just roll around. We'll grab them for $20 a piece. We'll install it. We'll be done with it. You're saying that it's going to be a little deeper than that. So what I'm getting, and I just want to paint this picture for everyone. You're stating that there's a money trail and that the certain groups are chasing the money. Am I correct on that?
Well, I think if it's R4i kind of has a bit of a name for themselves. So for them, possibly, but what I think it is that if there's any money trail, it's just having to do with them not wanting to do anything, because anyone who's watched this podcast for long enough knows I've given TX plenty of shit. I've given, Atmosphere even plenty of shit. Maybe not enough shit. I think they deserve a lot more shit than I've given them, but I've given plenty of it. And one thing that I've always given TX credit for is that, well, I do stand by that whole code stealing thing. I'm not going to get too into it. I've beaten that to death. They have done plenty of their own work. They made the ROM menu. They made the XCI loading. They made their dumper application. They made their mod chips. They made their bootloader for the chips. They've done plenty of their own work. R4i, I'm pretty sure they literally just basically sourced the exact same parts from the original R4 card, put it in a different case with a different sticker, and labeled it as their own. And it wouldn't shock me if that's exactly what they do this time around. Now, granted, right, the original R4 card cost like $40, and now you can get R4i cards for like $10. So that'll probably happen too. So we will be able to get them cheaper. But why are they able to make them cheaper? Because they didn't do anything. They just went to a factory, handed them the schematic and a firmware to flash to it, and said, do it.
Okay. Now, my man Dead Specimen, I got other callers coming in. I'm trying to give everybody the same amount of time. Like I said, you're going to call back in. You're going to have to defend those words. I know you're good at it, so I'm not even worried about you. Any last words before I let you go and take the next call?
Well, I know I've been talking to him a lot, but I've been seeing him be pretty active in terms of at least I think what Joe was also saying. Alchemy, I'm not trying to spread rumors. I'm not trying to.
And he said, "Are you a yoga teacher?" That was he said, because that was a stretch. That was a nice one. But go ahead, continue.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm making plenty of stretches, but the thing is, that's my point on this podcast. My point on this podcast is to throw out the outlandish stuff, the weird stuff. When the bottom line of my opinion is, you know what? TX is fine. They're doing them. I'm doing me. Whatever. I don't care. Like, I don't have any vendetta against TX. I'm not here to destroy their reputation. I'm not here to create outlandish rumors. I'm just out here to create just stupid ideas that no one should be taken seriously unless somehow I'm randomly correct. So I just want to say, just for the record, don't take me seriously.
No.
Do not take me seriously. Have some fun with what I say, and just enjoy your day, bro. Don't throw any hate at me. I'm not throwing any hate at you. I love you, bro.
Yo, man. Dead Specimen as always, man. You're going to be calling back. I'm going to add everybody in. We're going to debate this, man. Take it easy.
You too, bro.
Nick Moses 05 podcast. Who do I have on the line?
Hi, Nick. It's Kyle.
Oh, man. It is my man, Big Dog Kyle, the young OG, as I like to refer to. Kyle, how are you doing today?
I'm all right, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing great. So, Kyle, you see what's going on here. The The chat's going crazy. We got Facebook going crazy. We got people talking about, is SXOS dead? Team Executors faded to black, and these people got locked up, and Nintendo's crumbling Team Executor. What I would like to do, Kyle, is just have you answer some of these questions, and maybe you can put a lot of people to rest on this matter. So, Kyle, go ahead. You were going to say something.
First of all, can you give me a bit of a recap of what's been happening? Because I kind of missed the first bit of the stream until Dead Specimen called. Because I had to go, and I'm back now, but, you know.
Hey, you haven't missed much, Kyle. I'm going to tell you. My man Dead Specimen was being Dead Specimen, saying the same thing. So I'm going to ask you this. Kyle, as far as SXOS, I've been hearing a lot of people coming to me stating that I won't say Team Executor, but I like to just say the SX team is dead. What belief do you have in that? Do you believe it's true, or do you think it's completely false?
They're 100% not dead. Not sure about how alive they are either, though. But they're not dead. Not yet, at least.
Okay, so they're not dead. They're not like, it's like the zombie. You didn't shoot it in the head, but you shot the leg, so now we got to crawl to its destination. So you're saying it's going to be a little slower, but things will still continue going, if that's what you're trying to say. Am I correct?
Yeah. So, Nick, I noticed that you're using Restream, right? If you look at the chat of Restream, you'll see that there's a little R icon next to your type message button.
Yep.
If you click on that, you can select what you want to type on. When you have it on the R, nobody can see it unless they're watching on Restream.
Ooh, my man is helping me. Yo. That's why we got the young OG in the building. First time using this, too. So you the young OG. You know what? I'm taking a shot for you. That was a nice one right there. Nice tip, man. So now change it, and that's who can see it. Oh, my man. Okay. So, Kyle, now. Yeah, go ahead. Talk.
Because I noticed you tried to tell JJ to call because I've been watching it on the live stream, but he could not see that.
So what?
I'm pretty sure anyway. I'm not 100% sure about that.
No, you're right. I'm working it right now. So watch. JJ call in. Bam. Now JJ is going to see that. Thank you. See, that's all it took. Just took a little bit of teaching. You taught me right on the air on live. You got it on wax. Okay, the young OG. So now, I'm glad that we got that. So now, as far as we covered Team Execute, they're fine. They're not dead. They just slowed down. So let me ask this question. This is for those listening in. I see a hashtag free Bowser. Hashtag free Bowser. I'm going to throw that out there. We can all hashtag free Bowser. But I'm going to ask you, Kyle, do you think, or let me say this. How long do you think we will have to wait if Nintendo releases a new custom firmware? How long do you think SXOS users will have to wait until they see an update for that firmware?
Sorry, Nintendo's going to release a custom firmware?
No, just asking, when Nintendo releases their firmware, do you think...
Yeah, you just said Nintendo's going to release a new custom
Thank you, Kyle.
firmware.
Correct me on that.
And
I want to make sure you correct me on this because, a lot of people would say, I don't want to be spreading nothing. I don't want to be, I like to say allegedly and maybe because I don't want to put anything concrete I'm not sure of. So let's just say when Nintendo releases an official firmware, do you think SXOS will come out with a custom firmware within a week, 2 weeks, or how long do you think it will be?
So with the current version, it was I think it was like a week after that Nintendo released their firmware. So maybe I give it a range of one to 2 weeks, and if it's not out by then we can probably safely say that SX or Team Executor is dead. Well, maybe not Team Executor in general, but the SX portion of that.
Yeah, and that's what I want to say, because, my man JJ, and I got to repeat the quote for everybody. You probably missed that quote, too. My man JJ told me, okay, he sent this to me directly. He said, yo, Nick, they ain't called one executor. They ain't called two executor. They called Team Executor. And after he said that, I had to take myself back. I said, you know what? You're right. Because there's teams. And you got teams. You got different branches. You got different people. So I like to just say the SX team. And I'm with you on that. So you're stating that once Nintendo releases that official firmware, determined on how long it takes until we see an update from SXOS, will give us a good idea if that team is really dead or not.
Yeah, basically. It'll probably slow down from what happened, but it might not because these people might not be part of the SX portion of it at all.
Okay.
I just
all
dropped
right.
something.
No, you're cool. Now, Alchemy Gaming said we can most likely expect a firmware update when Mario Kart Live is released. Now, Mario Kart Live is something I completely forgot about, but we all know Nintendo plans a lot of things around their major titles. So, which means, hey, we got a brand new game coming out. Everybody's going to buy it up. You know what? Let's release a new firmware now. Therefore, the people who were expecting to possibly pirate this are now forced to have to buy it. Do you think that holds some truth right now?
Wasn't it possible to like change what its required firmware is?
Okay, so you're
I
stating...
think that was possible because I remember that when Mario All Stars got leaked on some unreasonable places, I was able to load it up in XDI Explorer and make it run on my Switch fine.
Okay. Now, MMA Junkie 77 said, better believe it, it'll change the TSEC and Master Keys too when Nintendo releases that official firmware. So, it's like a common theme that a lot of people are thinking that when a game comes out that's a hot title for Nintendo, they're at that point going to release their new official firmware. Is that something that you've seen in the past from Nintendo, Kyle?
So I don't really know. I don't really pirate a lot of Nintendo games, and I like to keep up to date on my.
Hey, you don't pirate any games. You don't pirate any games. He didn't say that. Go ahead, continue.
That's not true at all. That's not what I said. I said I don't pirate many.
Nah, you cool, man. It don't even matter. Keep talking about messing. So, you don't, like you said, you're not too familiar on that. Now, I will say it does seem logical. If I was a person to think logics, I would say, hey, that makes a lot of sense. You know, because Mario Kart, we all know, you included. Now, I'm a little older than you, but I remember playing Mario Kart on Super Nintendo. Okay, so I'll go back.
I played it on my Super Nintendo.
Let's talk to me, Kyle. Okay, so I'm one of those guys that I know how big Mario Kart titles are. They will forever be big in my heart, the same way when Nintendo releases any Mario title in my mind. So now I want to get off that. I want to get you something else because, you know, I went a little bit over. I'm going to get on. I'm going to get this question out. But I want to ask you something about these. Go ahead, Kyle. You were going to say something. Go ahead.
At Mario Kart Live, I was kind of excited when I first saw the trailer because I was like, ooh, we're finally getting a Mario Kart 9. No, it's an AR game that you have to buy peripherals for anyway.
Okay. So let me ask this, Kyle. You seem like a smart gentleman. So I'm going to speak about these possibility of clone mod chips. And I don't know if you heard anything about that. First, Kyle, let me ask, have you heard anything about the possibility of clone mod chips? Let me ask that first.
I did. Somebody in your Discord, Wizard Mods, they sent me a message showing the tweet. Well, it's a GBA temp post thread showing that tweet, but all it said was that it's been decompiled of the source code for SX core chips. Although, like, all we know from it is like one screenshot of the code block from line 576 and 617. So we're not really getting much information from it.
Okay. Like you're saying, we're not getting much information.
Also, half of it's like commented out, so that's another thing. So we don't actually know if it's even real because there's nothing in there that could say it's real except for a USB require type and whatever.
Okay. Now, I'm going to say this. Andrea Mitchell says, okay, looks like these GD32 microcontrollers are like $1.70 on I'm not sure if it's Alibaba, AliExpress, or one of them, and probably a lot cheaper in bulk. Looks like there is a big markup on the S Lite chips. Do you see a possibility, if there is going to be a clone, to have these websites hike up the prices of these mod chips that are, these chips that are similar to the SX chips?
There is 100% a possibility. Although, for that, it would be like telling Nintendo, hey, we're now selling these for more because if there's mod chips being made for you. So that's just kind of telling Nintendo who they're selling to, and it might not be the best idea for them.
Okay, now Kyle, last one before I let you go. And I see Syntax. He said these calls going too fast. Don't worry, Syntax. We're gonna get them back on. I just got to get through. We got a lot of people we got to get through. So I'm just trying to get through them. So Kyle, what I would like to ask you last before you go, my man, is how long do you think it will be before we will see clone mod chips on the market for Nintendo Switch, or will we ever see them?
I'm sure we will see them, but probably not for months yet, because think about how long that took for the SX core to be initially developed, right? And now typically when you're stealing something from somebody else, you're gonna have to change some things around. So let's take the amount of time and divide it by 32, and let's estimate around there.
All right.
So probably around a month or so.
Probably around a month. Okay, there we go. So Kyle, my man, I appreciate it. And like I said, towards the end, we're going to have everybody call in. We can go ahead and talk about this. But any last words you have before I let you go, my man?
Well, I'm probably going to be here in a minute. So, well, maybe half an hour. So, I'll say those later. All right?
My man.
I want to hear these arguments first.
Yo, I want to hear them too, Kyle. So, Kyle, it is much appreciated. Talk to you later, man.
Talk to you later.
Later. All right. Now, I just missed another call. I can't forget. JJ, I need you to get the call in, man. Hold up. Here we go. Nick Moses 05 podcast. Who do I have on the line?
You got your boy Rainy.
Oh, PK is in the building. And for those who don't know, PK is younger than Kyle. We got the young guys in here representing. So I don't know what's going on with the older OGs, but the young ones representing today. PK, how you doing today?
I mean, I'm doing pretty good. How are you, Nick?
Man, I'm doing great as always. So let's jump right into it. I'm going to ask you the first thing. You see the title. Everyone's wondering. People who have SXOS are using it. Oh, I got an SX Pro. I'm scared. So let me first ask you, do you think SXOS or Team SX is dead?
Well, I mean, like I said last time, knowing these guys, and no offense to TX, I don't like casting shade, but I love TX. I've been part of the group for probably a good 2 years at this point, because I started on Atmosphere. I switched over, I want to say in January 2018, around then. And that was kind of when I started getting into TX, and I got my license for, around Easter. It's like a gift or something. Okay. Because, your boy ain't got that much money to spend on games. It's hard. And,
Yo, you ain't the only one keeping it real, man.
I got another Switch. So, I got another Switch, and then I run Atmosphere on one of them. And I don't got that much money, so I tried to go with Atmosphere at first, but then I just realized the experience on SXOS, my God. I get that, Dead Specimen said, the whole other thing with them stealing code from Atmosphere is completely true, but I'm not going to get into that today because there's already so much controversy surrounding that. But, honestly, I don't think it's dead. Knowing the people there, they'll come out with another. I'm not even saying it's rebranded. What they're gonna probably end up doing is one of the devs is probably gonna have a remote leak to some other middleman, and they're probably gonna post it on some sites. And I think that's how they're gonna do the latest updates now. And then they're gonna have little forum posts on their thing. And it's not going to be legitimately updated for a while, through their website. But there are going to be those leaks, and they're going to be pretty widespread.
Okay. Now, I seen here from MMA Junkie. I may have missed that because, I be trying to keep up with the chats. But MMA Junkie said SXOS has not had the source code cracked. If it's open source, that's a different thing. So, let me ask this for you, my man PK. You got some great knowledge here. So, do you think, or let's just say this, how long do you think it will be when Nintendo says, hey, we're going to release a new official firmware? How long do you think it would be before we see an update to SXOS?
like I said before, the guys there are pretty quick acting. So what I think is they're gonna say like, oh, there's been like a breach, like quote unquote breach. It's not. They're just gonna say that so that they can prepare to say that the source code got leaked, and that SX is now open source. And then from there on, they're probably gonna start leaking new firmwares that they have, like on betas. And that's what I think they're going to end up doing for the newest firmwares at this point.
Okay. Now, let me ask you, for those, let's just say I'm a guy, PK, I'm going to ask you, and I see the caller 650. Stay there with me, because once I get through this 650, I want you to call back. I want to take that. But I'm going to ask you, PK, so let's just say I got 30 SX Pros, man. I just got them all sitting here. Should I be worried that I may not be able to activate my SX Pros later on down the line?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I wouldn't necessarily be worried at this point. Right now, it's a little too early to worry in my mind. But I mean, if the water stays still for a little bit, then I would start to get a little worried. And what I would probably do from that point is I would sell them as open box units just to get them off your hands really quickly. But yeah, and if you're really that paranoid, like I said, just sell them as open box, sell them like never used but taken out of the packaging, and then just sell them with the original packaging. You know, get them off your hands pretty quickly. But I think honestly, if you're that panicked, that's what you should do. But I think you're still going to be able to activate SXOS. Knowing these guys, they're not going to get taken down without a fight, even after the lawsuit.
Okay. Now, I do recall recently, when the site went down, I had people messaging me and said, oh my God, I'm dead. I got to sell all these SX Pros. You know, do you? And I'm not sure. I heard it came back up, and I heard it was up in China. Not sure about that. 650. I see you. I'm going to get to you. I'm almost done. So I'm not sure about it coming back up in China. But being that it went down once, do you see the possibility of it going down permanently?
Definitely, but not for the near future. Not in the near future, only because, like I said before, they're not going down without a fight. And honestly, the people over there, worst comes to worst, they're gonna start Nintendo's gonna start slowly cracking down on the activation servers, like the China one, because I know for a fact that one is in China. And then they're going to start going ahead and they're going to start shutting down other ones. But I think TX is always going to have a backup server, or they're going to find one extremely quickly, even if it's overpriced, because, you know, the people there, they're good people. They get it done. And, yeah, I think that's what's going to end up happening.
All right. And Andrea Mitchell, just want to shout out, said, you should be worried about the Yakuza climbing up the side of your house with ninja claws. Okay, so I just got to put that out here, because Mario comes over to the house all the time. We talk, you know, we kick it like that. So let me ask you, my man PK, the last question before I let you go. Like I said, 650, I see you, and it's another caller coming in, but 650, I got you in the lineup. Let me just ask, with this deal of clone mod chips, first let me ask PK, have you heard this ordeal that the possibility of clone mod chips are coming? Have you heard about that?
Oh yes, definitely. I've heard about that quite extensively, actually.
Okay, so I want to ask you, how long do you think it would be, and this is for all the users out there, everybody out there listening, how long do you think it would be before we see clone mod chips on the Nintendo Switch?
I mean, I don't know, probably I give it 3 months. 3 months where TX can't sell and clone mod chips will start coming up. Only because what I'm saying right now is, here's the thing, you can't just reverse engineer it right away. One, because it would get taken down by Nintendo, and two, because you don't have really the full schematics of it yet. Next thing you know, you put straight power lines on a board, you short the NAND, and you blow up your CPU. I mean, that's another thing. Like, you got to think about these things. So people have to reverse engineer it, and then they got to wait for the clear, and when Nintendo stops, you know, flipping their shit immediately. So, yeah, you kind of got to wait. So, I mean, okay. Yeah, I think that's what's going to end up happening. Probably like a good 3 months where they literally just can't sell at all. And then I think that's what's going to end up happening.
Okay, so you say 3 months or more. Do you see the possibility of it just never having clone mod chips for Nintendo Switch. Is that a possibility?
I mean, no, because have you seen okay, everyone's seen this Cool Runner JC clones. They're everywhere on AliExpress. You can get them everywhere, even on Amazon. And those were a TX product. So if those get reverse engineered in a month after they stop selling them and Microsoft cracks down on them a little bit, yeah, they're gonna be clones. It just happens with everything at some point, I think.
All right. So PK, as always, I got everybody. I'm cutting everybody short, and I hear people saying the call's going so fast. They love hearing you guys talk, but I got to get through everyone. We're way over the normal time, but I'm taking time today. Okay, so PK, any last words? And at the end, we'll have people call back in, but any last words right now you would like to say to the people? The floor is yours.
I mean, if you haven't liked and subbed to Nick Moses 05 already, I mean, what are you doing with your life? I mean, your life is in shambles. Come on, man. Do that immediately and your life will get back together. So, yeah, like and subscribe to Nick Moses 05. Like all of his videos and subscribe to his YouTube account.
Man, yeah. PK, I ain't even have to pay him for that. That's the MoFam representative. PK, man, love you as always. Be talking to you later, my dude.
Bye.
So 650, I see I just missed you again. We got somebody else. It said an unknown number. I'm not sure. If you want to call in, line's free right now. And this is anyone. We get a lot of people. I just want you guys to know. We get a lot of people, okay, who are listening, who don't want to call in. Sometimes you might get the jitters, okay? You might get a little nervous. I felt the same way my first one. I can't front. I wasn't like that. But I've already done things in my life that made me open to speaking to people, okay? But nonetheless, these guys that were on just now answered a lot of questions that I've been getting. So for everyone who has been asking me those questions, I hope you were tuning in because they answered a lot of them. Now, in the comments, I see Tylen TC. What's up, Nick? Tylen, what's up with you, man? I try to get to Syntax. Call in. We call in, man. It's all yours. The floor is open. This is the first time I actually don't see a call coming in today. If you could just see my call log. Holy smoly. Okay, so I know whoever was calling before stopped calling. They probably just got, but we got another one. So we're going to go ahead and take this one. Nick Moses 05 podcast. Who do I have on the line?
Hey, is this Nick?
This is Nick Moses 05, the one and only. Who am I speaking with now?
Hey, this is Brandon, man. I just want to. Your channel's amazing, dude.
Oh, man, Brandon, I appreciate it, man. I'm just trying to bring this content to as many people as possible, so I'm glad you call in. But, Brandon, now that I got you on the phone, man, you're not going to dip out on me that fast, okay? I'm holding you hostage. So, Brandon, let me ask you. I know you've been hearing, you heard the young guys. They got an 11-year-old. We got a 15-year-old. Well, he's 12 now, I think, But we got them in here. We got the OGs. We got Dead Specimen. We had Joe. So, out of everything you're hearing, what are you thinking about all this that's going on with Team Executor?
It's really crazy this last 2 weeks, especially as an installer. It's kind of, I think the mod chips, I think we're going to be fine in the end, ultimately. I think the demand is so high and that there's such a big community built around Team Executor and just homebrew around the Switch and Nintendo homebrew in general, that where there's a will, there's a way, dude. We're going to find ways to put mod chips in there for the Marco. And we're going to find ways to update atmosphere, and we're going to find ways to keep the SIG patches going. And even though HBG got shut down, you can still, if you know, then you know, dude. They're actually not down.
Oh, man, talk spicy. That's what I need.
If you know, then you know.
Yeah, you ain't lying. If you know, then you know. So I'm going to ask you this, Brandon. I've heard that since these members of Team Executor were put into custody, that, all installers out there was just getting a influx of installs coming their way. Is there any truth to that?
There is. Do you want to know how many install offers I got today?
Oh, my God. Throw it out there, man.
I think the number is doubled, and I already get an average of 6 people just curious about it, and then I get I bought a Switch today. Just like somebody said in chat, I bought a Switch today. I bought another Switch.
Okay, and I've been hearing that too. And like myself, I can install, but I'm not as good as you guys out there. You guys do a lot better work than I do, so I do my own, but I don't want to take a chance of damaging anyone's system. But I'm glad that I got you on here. So let me ask you, now that I got you on here, it's been a lot of talk about these clone chips, okay? So what I would like to ask you is, do you see the possibility of clone chips? And if so, how long do you think it would be before we see them?
If you know China, I don't think that long. I don't think that long. People are saying 3 years. The Switch's lifespan is not really going to be like 3 years or 4 years in the mainstream, you know?
Sure.
So this is going to come out at least, I think, before or during the early 2021.
Okay,
you know?
So not that
Before
far
the new
along.
year,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
maybe a post New Year, because right now Nintendo's going crazy during the before holidays. I think this is what they're doing.
Okay.
They're going crazy on piracy right now.
Now I see my man JJ. JJ, I know that's you, dude. Just keep calling. I got to get through. My man Brandon is on the line, and he got some good information. But JJ, I'm getting to you
You gotta get
next.
to JJ. He knows a lot.
Look,
He
JJ,
knows a lot,
Brandon, but I can't get you. Yeah, everybody gets the fair turn, and I want everybody to come on afterwards. JJ definitely knows a lot, though. I'm not gonna, no shade at all. But I want to say, so you say those are soon to come. Now, if those clone chips, let's say, do arrive in 2021, let me ask this. Do you think that this will be something that will hinder Team Executor? Maybe the team will be, disappear. SXOS will be dead. Or do you think no matter clone chips or whatever, Team Executor, Team SX, here to stay, will be getting updates for SXOS frequently?
Okay, so I just want to say this. When it comes to when somebody builds an invention for the first time and they make it good, and they make it so good that everything else is literally just a copycat, think of Apple. Like, think of the first iPod, the first iPhone, and AirPods. Like, everything that's copying it is just, they have to settle for their price point. They're never going to become over $60 because they're never going to be better than what SXOS made the first time. And that's just the fucking truth.
Talk to him, man. So pretty much what you're saying. No, you good, man. So what you're saying is quality over quantity.
There's going to be way more mod chips out there, and I'm telling you, as an installer, it's going to be more difficult for me to justify my price point for the quality that they're going to be shipping out,
That's a great question.
Do you understand? This gets deeper. Like, it makes, honestly, it's a bad hit for the scene. It really is.
So let me ask you this. I come to you, I say, hey, Brandon, man, I got this mod chip. I just bought it off, AliExpress. They told me it could be used. I want to use this on my Nintendo Switch. What do you charge? Do you even take the chance of installing it, or do you say SX or no go?
If somebody has an SX chip, I'm gonna be like, all right, you're good. Every time I'm gonna be like, you're good, because I actually haven't used an SX chip that has been poor quality. They're so amazing. I don't know what they're doing. But if you look at what happened just with AirPods, people know how to make an AirPod, but when it came to just Chinese, whatever, just anybody who had the patent could just make the schematics for an AirPod, you came out with just bad stuff, So I think with this, I really hope somebody steps up to the plate, and I secretly hope that it's still Team Executor, like somebody who's secretly in there, reignites the flame, and they start building quality chips, or they buy the mold. I don't know what they do. You know how sometimes they buy molds for keyboards and they make them good again?
Definitely.
Or something like that. They just buy the mold. They just buy the exact thing, and they just do it through a different name. Maybe, but I don't think so. I think it might get just completely bastardized, and I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't. I hope truly what happens is that Team Executor stays strong, that Bowser fights off the lawsuit.
Hashtag free Bowser. I got to throw that out there every time. Hashtag free Bowser. Free Bowser, man. We all for that. We definitely on the free Bowser band wave. So Brandon, one last thing before I let you go. What position do you think Nintendo's in? Do you think Nintendo has the muscle, the power to stop this? Or do you think, it's over for you, Nintendo?
Dude, you're serious? Like 50% of the consoles not 50%, I'm going to say 30 or 40% of the consoles people own can already be hacked. True. And then we already have thousands of chips that are coming out and potentially more. So I think this might, the Switch is rivaling the Wii in sales. This might even rival the Wii in terms of hackability.
Bombshells.
And the Wii was cool to hack, but you couldn't bring your Wii outside.
Nah, you can bring your Wii.
You can bring your Wii outside.
I'm with you on that. It will definitely, if it gets anywhere today, it's definitely going to surpass the Wii. So, Brandon, now, like I said, I'm going to get everybody else online. I see another caller there. But any last words to the people, my man, before I let you go?
Subscribe to Nick Moses 05.
Man, my man, Brandon, I appreciate it. I see you there, man. I love all the support you give, man. It's much appreciated. There is no me without you guys, man. So, you take it easy.
Take it easy, man. Take care.
Later. All right, and I see I just missed 318. I just missed you too. So 318, call back. I did see a 313. Everybody from the 313, everybody come. I'll never forget 8 Mile, man. Classic movie. But my man Brandon just dropped some knowledge. Yo, the Wii. Can we all say? And this is just me polling. Is the Wii the best modded system ever? I had some people told me the original Xbox. Some people tell me the Wii. Let's just poll that. Okay. Nick Moses 05 podcast. Who do I have on the line?
You can call me Becoming Undone.
Oh my goodness. What is going on with you, my man?
Not much. I'm probably going to be close to the grandpa of the group, but I've been checking out the Switch scene and the hacking scene since the 3DS and all.
Okay.
Kind of got ripped off a couple times by GameStop and stuff like that. Check out some of them old Final Fantasy games, stuff like that.
Okay.
It was a Final Fantasy game that was like the Monster Hunter game. Wasn't the type of game I wanted.
Okay.
Kind of went by that Final Fantasy name brand, and it was garbage. So I got into that. And it was a $50 game. Got ripped off. Actually bought like the Yokai brand. Was surprised by it. So I said never again. So that's how I kind of got into things. And that's what got me started on the whole hacking scene and getting into things. And before that, the PSP was kind of the little thing I got into there, and emulation and stuff like that.
Great system too, by the way. PSP, PS Vita, great systems. So now that I got you on, it's great. I love having my many first time callers today. So let me ask some of the same questions as before. Do you think, with all this mess going on with Team Executor, do you think Team Executor, or let's say Team SX, is dead?
No, man, because you got to think these guys are hackers, number one. So, you got to think they're stealthy. They're behind the scenes. They're the technological anonymous, I guess you could put, in quotation marks. There's no I in team. If that gives you a little hint.
No, I like that. That reminds me of what my man JJ said. It's not one executor. It's not two executor. It's Team Executor.
Yeah, there's no I in team, and these guys are very, very educated. Not only just in the sense of their schooling, but their street smarts and all this. They have backup plan upon backup plan upon backup plan. Some of this stuff has been so well thought out that a lot of us who are kind of new to the game or, just trying to get into it couldn't even fathom about, some of the things that they have thought about. I'm pretty sure when they thought about, somebody getting taken down, to me, I compare it to like the Mafia games. You think about one guy going down, and then they just find another thug off the street and kind of raise them up or something. It's not in the true sense like that, but they got guys to kind of replace them. But they're going to take their time and ease them in there, because when you have something like that, it kind of does rattle the nerves.
Oh.
You know,
No.
somebody gets taken into custody, it's gonna shake them up a little bit. So they got to bring them along a little bit and stuff.
I'm with you on that. Now, I tell you right now, if, I find out, oh, your brother's in custody, and I'm like, oh, man, my brother, what did he, now I'm questioning. I ain't even do nothing, but hey, it was my brother. He's so close to me that I don't know if whatever they're looking for may be some representation of me. So I definitely hear you on that. Now, let me ask, just for those, you say you might be the grandpa of the group. I'm 37 years old, okay? Very sexy. I don't even see a gray hair. I'm looking on the camera. I don't see a gray hair. I got him, but you just can't see him. Okay, so let me ask, how old are you?
I'm 40.
There you go. So you're not far off. So you definitely remember the age of playing that Super Mario Kart on Super Nintendo, getting that first Super Nintendo, looking at the colors on that wonderful CRT TV, talking about, ooh, we can play 4 players now.
Man, the very first NES of Metroid and the Mario Brothers and all that, man, dude, I go way back.
That's what I like to hear. Okay, so now I would like to ask, as far as this, and I don't know if you've heard about these clone mod chips. Have you heard any information about these clone mod chips coming for the Nintendo Switch? Have you heard anything about that?
I have not, but given the technology we have, I mean, you think about it, all these copy rights and all this stuff that is slowly being leaked here and there. I mean, you think about it, 10 years ago, we were just getting, or even 20 years ago, you think about what we were getting, CDs passed on from cassette tapes, VHS to DVDs and stuff like that. I mean, the technology is definitely there. You've got people that are into the hacking scene and all that. I mean, you're going to have people that are going to be developing this stuff. I mean, it's just a matter of time. Like everybody's been listening in the podcast, and I've been paying attention to it. My greatest guess, like others, I mean, it's to be determined. I mean, you got Squires M, who's one of the main guys on the scene. If it's up to him, it could be next week to break that code for Team X. I mean, that's the man with the plan. I mean, he's going to these international conferences and showing what he can do. And to him, it's like breathing air. It's second nature. It's like riding a bicycle. I mean, that's my take on it. That I look to him, and I mean, if you're somebody in the scene, to me, that's my Michael Jordan. That's my MJ right there. If you're looking
preaching.
at the
You preaching right now, because that's the same way I feel when I see a lot of these guys, even these guys calling in. I got PK Rainey, 11 years old. I got Kyle, 15. I got, these young guys, and I always said, you know what? I always like to learn, but some of these people are just so deep into it. You're right. They're like my Michael Jordan, LeBron James, or, these people that are just, it's second nature to them. Okay, so now that someone that's been in the scene for a while, as far as modding the Nintendo Switch, are you modding your own Nintendo Switch, or do you have someone mod it for you?
I went in, to be honest, with the dongle for ease of access. I kind of have like 2 left hands, is the saying, and around here, because I'm going to be honest, I'm from the dirty South. You ain't heard the kind of accent I got.
That slang and twang, I hear it.
Yeah. So I'm not that great with solder gun. I can do some things here and there, but yeah, I just kind of went with the ease of access with it there. I do work on computers, so that's kind of a second hobby to me. But as far as like putting the chip in or even a motherboard and stuff like that, I really don't want to mess with that. I've changed some fans out, some batteries and stuff like that, simpler stuff like that, but really not got into the guts of the system, to be honest.
Now, before I let you in, like I said, I hate to go through these calls so fast, but I appreciate you. First time callers have been rocking today, man. I want to let you know I appreciate the support. I see you out there, okay? And I really, dearly appreciate there is no me without you. But before I let you go, any last words you got to say to everyone out there?
Hey, you the realest.
Man, I appreciate that, man.
You are the same chick. You bring in the goodies to the MoFam.
I'm trying, man.
Represent you.
Oh, my man, I appreciate that. MoFam is here, man. I appreciate everything you're doing for me, man. You have a great day.
All right, thanks.
Later, man. All right, and I did see, I believe, so I think that was you, JJ. I'm not sure. You the man of the hour right now, okay? Because I think I spoke to everybody but you, okay? You Mr. Not one executor, not two executor, team executor. Okay, and our caller just came in. We had some wonderful calls, guys. Okay, now I'm not sure who this is. Is this JJ? I'm gonna go ahead. Let me see here. Hold on. Let me get you in here. What is going on right now? Okay, I just tried to take a hold on. I think that's one that may be calling in, that called in previously. I'm not sure, but JJ, I believe you're 336. If I'm not mistaken. JJ, we got a lot of people want to hear from you, okay? We got people saying, you the man with the knowledge. You the man with the answers, JJ, okay? You ain't telling us everything, JJ. What's really going on, okay? Is Team Executor dead, JJ? Huh? Are you installing, JJ? What are you doing, okay? Because obviously, JJ, you seem to be the man of the hour, all right? So I do see there we go. I got you. Nick Moses 05 podcast. Who do I have on the line?
It's JJ.
Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. Everybody, this is my man JJ. Has called in the podcast before me, and JJ been speaking for a while. JJ definitely called some things, too, that he said was going to happen early in the week. It has happened. My man is predicting the future. Okay, so JJ, I got so much to just go through with it. But first, I'm going to start with some of the questions that the people want me to ask for you. So, JJ, I'm going to ask the first question everybody wants to know, all those who are not so super keen on all the, technicalities behind it. Is SXOS dead? First, let's start there.
There's no way SX is dead or Team Executor. They're planning something big.
Okay, I like to hear that. So, now that we got that out the way, we hear that SXOS not dead. Okay, so they got something big coming down the way. I love to hear that. So, now, JJ, as far as, let's get this question, because you got some great answers, man. So, let's just say Nintendo releases and a new official firmware. How long, if you had to guess, do you think it would be before we see a custom firmware for SXOS?
Well, as I was saying before, Team Executor is a team. They're not 1-2, as I was saying before. I think that we'll see it, within 2 to 3 weeks. We may not see it, day one, like it happens always, but I still think it'll come pretty soon. It'll just kind of be under the scene. Won't be
all right. No, cool. I hear that. So, as far as installing chips, JJ, since the news broke, these members of Team Executor in custody with the I'm worried that I'm not going to be able to activate the XX Pros down the line. What do you say to that person? Do you think that they should hurry up and try to sell those, or do you think they'll be fine, just be patient?
I don't think Team Executor has ever let like the scene down. Like, I mean, this is just a little setback is all it is. I mean, they are hackers. Like, they are technically really smart, so it's not over by a long shot.
All right, good.
And I don't let Nintendo get the win.
Okay, so let's get on that. So, what do you think? Because I hear the giggles back there. What do you think about Nintendo right now? Let's say I'm one of the main people for Nintendo, and I'm like, ooh, we got him. We got him. I got the judge over here on the left side. I got the FBI on the right side. I got everybody, and we about to take them down. Do you think Nintendo has any chance of stopping this, or do you think it is over for Nintendo?
I mean, that's just an exploit. That ain't like the full firmware. You got to think back in like the clone days for like the Cool Runner 3, and then we had the CR4, and then we had what was that other aftermarket chip that was cloned. Basically, I feel like it's going to be like years before we have that clone, because like if you technically look up that information, they don't have the full firmware from the SX. They only got like 15%. They need like 85% of it for them to re-engineer it.
Talk
like,
to them, JJ. That's why I got you here for.
There's still a market for Switch, because you got to think, okay, when the Wii U came out, okay, they released the Zelda, and then they released the Zelda for the Switch. They're going to do the exact same thing for Switch Pro. There's still going to be a little bit of market for the Switch, even when the Switch Pro comes out. Once the market for Switch goes out, then I think we'll start seeing some clone chips. I don't think we're there yet. Okay. I think we might be onto something, but they really don't have the firmware, and Team Executors are smart what they do. So therefore, like, they're not going to let their product get cloned anytime soon.
All right. So if everyone out there, so we got different answers. We got somebody saying, oh, we can see a clone this soon, this soon. If you had to take a guess, what you're telling me is we may not even see a clone, and if we do, it will be years from now.
Well, I mean, I've got reliable sources. I've been told that they only got 15% of the source code. Not the source code, but the firmware. They need 85% of it.
Okay, so now let's say they got that 15%. Does that 15% enable anyone to be able to run another custom firmware like Atmosphere or what's the other one, Rayonex, or does it allow them to run any of these other custom firmwares on these chips? Is there any truth to that?
I haven't really messed with the other firmwares. I always stick with SX. I wouldn't want to be like the first test for the clone chips, because a lot can go wrong with a clone when that does come out. My personal opinion. There's a lot of issues that.
Okay. No, I totally get that. So, JJ, let's say I come to you, right, and I say, hey, JJ, I got this clone chip that I just bought off AliExpress. It told me in the description that it works for Nintendo Switch, and you could be able to run custom firmware using this. It only cost me $15. Can you install this for me? Do you go ahead and install it, or do you tell them, no bueno, SX Core Lite only?
I mean, that's like getting a cheap digitizer off Amazon to install on like a $600 iPhone or $700 iPhone. I prefer the real thing.
No, I'm with you on that. I definitely prefer the real thing, my man. So now, JJ, I want to ask, as far as this, Team Executor not updating things on the website. Now, from what I'm hearing, that we may not see any updates on the team-executor.com website for a while, because the members in custody actually manage the website. Is there any truth to that? And if so, when do you think we will see some updates on a team-executor.com website?
Not too sure about that, but I did get some information just now. So Nintendo may have Bowser, but they don't have Wario yet, is what I've got told.
So my man Reggie that put out that tweet before said, I want the keys to the kingdom back. Do you think Reggie is eating his words right now?
I feel like Nintendo's gonna screw themselves eventually.
So eventually gonna screw themselves. Now, JJ, I want you to go. Go ahead. I hear you were about to say something. Go ahead.
One moment. Let's check.
No, you go ahead. You could look up what you need to, my man JJ. That's why I love having you here, because JJ got sources, people. Okay, this is my man that definitely be reaching to the depths of, and I don't know where it is. But he gets his information, valid information. My man was calling some of the things earlier this week as he was messaging me, and you get information. You ever get that person at a picnic or a family reunion, and they just like, oh, this is gonna happen next year, and you like, yeah, okay, whatever, and it happens.
Well, by a reliable source, I've been told that TX is planning something big, and the two that's in jail will be bonded out soon.
Okay, all right. So, and that's good to hear. One of the things that I heard too was that we may not see updates for some time, and that's correct. So if they are, possibility of that happening soon would make sense that's why it's going to be some time before we see some updates, but soon we should. And I'm glad to hear that, JJ, because a lot of people, okay, since Team Executor had this issue come up where these members have been in custody, they have been getting doo-dooed on, crapped on, talked about. I had so many people, the number one probably search term or a term that I get is, how do I switch to Atmosphere? That's how bad it's been. Okay, so what do you have to say for all those people who are just, I'm scared? Do you think they should just chill out, take a chill pill, or you think, hey, you're whining anyway, go to Atmosphere?
I haven't used Atmosphere, but I haven't heard any good things about Atmosphere. There's lots of switches out there where you can run Atmosphere. I don't feel like Team Executor is going to let their fan base down, because there's so much money to be made. They would have thousands of chips just go to waste if the servers just went completely down and there's no way to activate them.
Okay.
They know what they're doing. They're doing it behind the scene. They'll let everybody know when they're good and ready. That's just how they do things.
Okay. No, I'm glad you said that. And you know what? That would be the smart way. A lot of things should be done behind the scenes. As I'm here right now, so we're talking right now in a public domain, once it comes to the forefront, we're already talking about it. We already there, so JJ, I'm glad I got a lot of those questions out from you, because that's what I was waiting for you to call for. A lot of people seem to trust your word. A lot of people know you out there in the scene. So I really appreciate you calling in too. We're going to speak off of this, but JJ, I got a couple more callers coming in. I know I don't want to have you on the line. I know last time, just so everybody know, I had JJ on the line and he couldn't get a word in. We got so many people on at one time, and I like to get my man JJ to hear everything he's got to say. So JJ, before I let you go, the man of the hour, any last words you got to say on this scenario to the people? Anything you want to say? Floor is yours.
Well, TX is not dead, and I know that they're moving their information to the servers from in China, and we just got to have faith and support Nick Moses 05.
Man, my man, JJ, I appreciate you, man, your support, speaking with you throughout the week, man. It's been a pleasure. A lot of you guys on Facebook and YouTube I speak without, throughout the week. But JJ, I appreciate your time, man. You have a good day. All right, so glad to get my man JJ on the line. Great info. So if you're a Team Executor representative and you're worried, you're sitting here like, oh gosh, this is the end. My man JJ is restoring faith. My man is TD Jakes of Team Executor right now. He is restoring the faith. Okay, he's saying, hey, you don't worry. TX got you. They just doing what they got to do. We can't come out. We can't just come out and tell y'all, because it wouldn't be a surprise if we tell you. You know what I mean? So, JJ, thank you for that. You're probably putting a lot of people at ease that seem to be worried about Team Executor or what's going on with Team Executor. Now, guys, I am at my time limit. I wanted to get everybody on to talk again. I know I could be here for hours. This is officially my longest podcast. Guys, if you want me to go for 3 hours next time, just let me know. Just put it there. I'll do 3-hour live streams if I got to, okay? But I was expecting 2 hours. I got the family right outside the door. You see the door in there? They're like, what you doing in the office? You need to come out the office. So I just want to let you guys know I appreciate everything that you guys done for me. I appreciate you guys calling in. We're going to be doing the live stream Sunday at 6 p.m. I will be giving away more stream keys. We'll pick up a lot of this talk, but yo, and I see Dead Specimen, PK, 3 hours, 24 hours. Yo, if we need to do a 3 hour, we will. We just did a 2 hour, guys. We actually had about 1 hour and 57 minutes. So we're right there at about 2 hours. I just want to say, guys, that if you tune in Sunday, we'll pick up this talk. I'll give a little more time. Sunday, I have more time during the week. Got the family here and doing a lot of other things, so it's kind of a hard thing to get through this. But I want to thank everyone who called in today, all the first-time callers. I believe, just to make sure, okay, because a lot of times I miss donations. I don't want to leave anybody out for donations, okay? So if you did donate, just give me a moment. I want to go ahead and make sure I didn't miss anything. I don't think I've seen anything there on YouTube. Let me just check and make sure I didn't miss that. Okay. And it's fine. I don't really, I'm not one that's, hey, you guys got to give me donations. Not that, but I don't want to leave you guys. If you're saying something or you donated, I want to give you guys your flowers while they're here. Okay. I don't want to wait till next stream and have to say, oh, hey, they did something then, they did something this, but nonetheless, I'm not sure if I'm missing it. My bad. Okay. I will go ahead and message you directly, tell you thank you, and we'll go ahead and talk off the air. But other than that, guys, I really appreciate the time. We are going to be out now. It is your boy, Nick Moses 05. I will be putting up more videos throughout the week. I'm thinking about doing a video from SX to Atmosphere because I'm getting that question so much. Maybe, do you guys want the video? Okay, if you guys want the video, let me know. Okay, but nonetheless, we got a lot of people saying Team Executor is fine. Do not worry. SXOS is fine. Do not worry. This is a minor setback for a major comeback. And then we got the other end who's saying, hey, TX is, they're rebranding. They're doing something else. So we got a lot of hearsay going on. But nonetheless, my sources said TX will be updating the website. It'll just be some time before then. And that was my source, okay? JJ and a lot of other people are my sources as well, but that's why I let them call in and say their own piece. But other than that, guys, I really appreciate it. I cannot say enough. Shout out everybody that's in the chat. I see Fawn 1337, JJ, Alchemy, Joe, Dead Specimen, PK, Kyle. I can go on and on with names. I'm seeing here Phantom. I see you there. MMA Junkie. Let's just keep going. Lord Frieza. Okay, where's Goku? Okay, let's go. But oh gosh, so many. I'm getting from different places here. I can't go through them all. I'm trying. Okay, I'm trying. But other than that, Edwin, I see you there. Key Monk, I see you. Andrea, Gil, Minna. I'm just going Gil. I think I said Gil the Messiah. Okay. But everybody, I know I'm missing people, but just so many to go through. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. But other than that, it's your boy, Nick Moses 05. MoFam, we are officially out.
Ross is my name. Ross is my name.